Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Battlehawks Show. We are previewing week 2. Week 1 in the books was pretty exciting for your St. Louis Battlehawks. We were heard around the league last week for sure. My biggest thing I just wanted to bring up for the I saw earlier was the UFL gave out the Player of the Week, and they gave it to the entire offensive line of your St. Louis Battlehawks. And I just thought that was hilarious. They had a huge picture of the whole. I mean, it's true though, man. I mean, yes, it was against Houston. Houston's projected not to be the greatest in the league this year, but our line, man, it showed what difference of a game plan we have this year. And they showed that they're here to win it. They dominated the trenches all game long. Our running game last week was incredible. Over 230 yards, I'm pretty sure it was. Even our pass game still looked great. But our offensive line killed it last week. So we are looking forward to that in week 2 in the Battle Dome against the Brahmas. Should be a good one. The Brahmas didn't look that great last week. And how will the St. Louis home crowd look again? Are we going to be 38,000 strong, sold out again, or is it going to ease down a little bit? We don't know. We're excited to see though this Sunday. We're actually the last game in week 2, so it will be on FS1 prime time, 5:30. And like I said, will we get a repeat of what both teams did last week? If we do, expect your Battlehawks to come out high on top. But we'll get more into that here in a second. All right, Brandon, welcome. Good to see you. Good to have you.
Yeah.
How did you enjoy week 1?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, week 1 was fun to watch. It was fun. It was a blast. So you're able to see the team come together, post AJ McCarron era of the St. Louis Battlehawks. You had Manny Wilkins, who had a heck of a game. So the Jonathan Sayers and gosh dang, what's his? I know his last name's Howard. I can't think of his first name. The other running back pulled up
Howard,
that 70-yard run.
Yeah.
In that game. So it was pretty fun to watch. It was a dominant win. Good overall defensively, special teams, offense. It was nice.
It was a crazy game all the way around.
Yeah.
And the fact of how different he was saying our offense was going to be, and how he was tired of seeing Michigan Panthers quarterback Martinez run all over us and pick up the first down at the first down. He just wanted a different style. He believes that's the style that could really be dominant in this league, and they showed it in week 1. Like I said, not against a very strong team. No offense to the Roughnecks. We actually got I mentioned it in my podcast before. A couple of their super fans, Rick Rocker and the Predator couples. Rick Rocker's full on. He's like their biggest team fan, and he actually came here. He travels around and visits all the stadiums for the games, and he was here for the championship last year. And even though St. Louis wasn't in it, it was in St. Louis, and a bunch of us still went just to be there. And he was there. He was there during, and then the Predator couple, they're dressed like the Predator. They got Predator masks, and they're it's all in Houston colors. But anyway, great fan base. But that team is just not. We don't know. Maybe we'll be surprised. Maybe they had a bad game, or maybe the Battlehawks was just that dominant. And like Coach said last week, he was looking forward to those better chances on third down with a scrambling quarterback, and it showed. Not only with the quarterback, we actually converted, like I mentioned last week, 2 3rd and 18s. Crucial. I mean, not really crucial. We were winning the game, but but it still shows like we can do this, like if it comes down to it, and this is what he was pushing for. Sayers had a screen pass from Wilkins and ended up going like 20 yards for the first down, which is huge because, I mean, that's what we've been looking for. And then another play, Pearson ran it, but with the threat of Wilkins in the backfield, it's like you're going to have to keep that spot. The defenses are going to have to keep that spy on him. Otherwise, we're just going to tear them to shreds.
Yeah, I know. I was watching, you brought up the third down conversion thing. I remember that exact play because there was a holding call. They got the first down.
Yes.
Originally, and then there was a holding. It was a holding call on our offensive line that was called that pushed them back to that 3rd and 18, 15, whatever it was, 3rd and 12. I don't, some on that order.
Yeah.
They were able to get a play, and just kind of looking at the stats here. They went 8 for 12 on 3rd down conversions, 67%. That's, anytime you're at that point in of the game, you're in that almost perfect range when it comes to 3rd down conversions. You're more than likely going to win the game.
Yeah. Yeah. It was nuts, man. Like, I don't know. They look great. And, and even the defense looked good. I mean, I know we had a couple new guys, and like Anthony Beck said, he brought in a bunch of new people this year to really push our guys to see who really wants to be here and who really wants to play and who wants to try to make that journey to possibly back to the NFL. Because there's ex NFL guys that are in here trying to make it back to the league. And this is one of the ways. Yeah. And San Antonio, looking at them, they did not do great last week at all. I think they only scored 9 points.
9 points.
Terrible. And they did not look like who they were last year. We played them 3 times in a row last year, and it was at the end of the season. It was excuse me. It was not, it wasn't great, but it's hard to also beat a team 3 times.
Yeah.
And I think they also have Wade Phillips as their head coach.
Yes.
I think that's that they have.
He's still a coach there.
Yeah. But they only had, let's see here. I'm trying to look at these stats here. Passing. They terrible. 159 yards throughout the whole game. Not too terrible, but the way they were playing from behind the whole time.
Right.
Let's see here. 20 yards attempt net. And then they had 105 on the ground, but I guess they were also playing a lot. But they just did not look like who they were last year. And it really showed. I don't know if they lost a bunch of people. I haven't really caught up. I haven't really kept up with the Brahmas, like player wise and transition wise. I know all the teams this year had a lot of transitions with people leaving, people coming back, people signing elsewhere, a bunch of new people as well. But if they come in here looking like what they did this week, St. Louis should have a heyday in front of in the home crowd. And some of these guys on the Battlehawks haven't experienced our home games. And then also what bothers me is, and I'm kind of worried about it, looking at some of these games, it's like people are still not showing up to these other games. And it kind of worries me because I know I'm bouncing all over the place, but it's all right. But it's bothering me because is the league going to hold up? Is St. Louis going to solely be able to keep this league on its feet by showing up 30,000 every home, for 6 games out of the year?
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if I don't know how you make a better product by bringing in different players. You can only bring in so many because there's, this is almost like a minor league. So it's like, that's my only concern about this league right now. They're promoting a lot, they're on major TV networks. I think they just got expanded over in Europe, I think, or there might be casting their games over there. I think I heard something like that. But yeah, it's scary. Because the league could fail. If you don't get people, your TV views are there. I got those here. Let me pull this up real quick. Sorry. Oh my goodness. But the attendance numbers are almost similar to what they were last year, and it's not good. Even though we haven't had a home game yet, but it's still showing. UFO opening week TV ratings. St. Louis and Houston had 690,000, a peak viewership of 844,000. Saturday, San Antonio and Arlington only had 584,000, and then ESPN Michigan Memphis 569,000, and then Birmingham DC 395,000. Now that's no million, nothing like that. The numbers should go up as the season progresses, depending on how teams look. If say St. Louis goes undefeated for the first 6-7 weeks, that could change, or that could change viewership. But like I said, I'm eager to see what we look like, what home the stadium looks like next week. I'm sure it'll be packed. It's the home opener.
Mhm.
It is projected to rain, so we'll see how the tailgating goes. I do plan on getting down there early Sunday, even though the game is not until 5:30, but we're tailgating hard and it's the home opener, so we got to be there. But yeah, looking into next week, man, if we control some of my key points on winning this game, if we go in there and our O-line dominates dominated like they did last week, we should have no problem running the ball, which takes time off the clock, which after you get your first down, I would keep running the ball against this team, especially if it sounds and looks like we're going to be up. But my big keys to the game is our O-line playing like they did last week, our defensive secondary playing like they did last week with 2 picks and great coverage, not allowing any big plays, anything like that. And then, our our offense doing what they did last week. That's that, and our play calling. We have a new offensive coordinator. Did pretty good last week. A couple trick plays that were up the sleeve. A couple double reverses, triple reverses. I think one worked. The other one we got back to the line of scrimmage. But it's interesting seeing it. It makes the game exciting. And they just need to keep up with their hard mentalities and play dominant like they did from last week.
Yeah, I think having Seneca Wallace as a quarterback coach is going to help out this team a lot more than a lot of people think. Much as Bruce Kurkowski was, had a little bit of high flying offenses here and there, they were just too inconsistent, at least in my opinion. The guy they have now, you saw the type of offense that they want, and the fact that you have, it helps that you have Manny Wilkins. Adrian Martinez, I think, is someone who's going to change how a lot of UFL teams look at, look at how they run their offenses and whatnot, and whatnot. When I, look at this game, at least for me, one of the big things I was looking at the Brahmas stats from Sunday's game against the Renegades.
Yeah.
And the big thing that stuck out to me, those 11 penalties for 94 yards.
Oh my goodness.
11 penalty for, and the Renegades weren't any better. They had 11 for 70, but 11 for 94, that's almost 100 yards in penalties alone. So if that's something that the Battlehawks are going to have to jump on right away, not right away, but just execute whenever you do have those penalties, for you, would say.
Right.
But other than that, I think this game it'll be close just because it is. Wouldn't say close, but I think it's going to be a little more competitive than we saw last week between the two teams. But I think the run game has a lot to do with how this game is going to go again. And rather not Manny Wilkins can run the ball, clearly he shows that he's a threat on the ground.
Yes. Yeah. And obviously he won the starting job. They had a QB competition this year. And we'll see how those things go at the beginning of the season. Anthony Beck said he will be playing both quarterbacks. Yeah. But Wilkins did get the start. We did see a little bit of Duggan. His first play of the game, he took off for like 20 yards, which was really nice. Looks like he has a lot of speed, a lot of acceleration. Would like to see him throw. He was a prospect. I think we picked him up from the Chargers. I think he was I forget what round pick he was, but I think he was
earlier on.
Huh?
I think he was like a third or fourth round.
That sounds right. That does sound right. But he was kind of sought after. He was highly talked about.
He led TCU to national championship game a couple years ago.
That's right. Yeah. Did Harbaugh draft him this year?
Wasn't this year? It was 2 years ago.
Or not this year.
2 years ago.
Okay.
2 years ago now.
Then it wouldn't have been Harbaugh then.
No.
But I don't know if he's just playing over here so he can get some reps in for the season, and then he might go back. We'll see how he plays.
Right.
I've never actually really seen him play. I've seen some highlights. The kid can run. It looks like he's kind of got an arm.
He does, yeah. At least, I know it's been a couple of years since I've, he's seen him play. But he does have a fairly decent arm on him, and he can't escape the pocket. If he gets pressured. Pressure from the defense.
Yes, and also with our offense, having that two-headed monster with Howard and Sayers is gonna. It might be huge, man. Howard looks like a small Derrick Henry, or that 74-yard touchdown run he had last week. I was mentioned it looked like a mini Marshawn Lynch. I don't. First of all, I don't know how the guy that was running full speed hit him in the face, hit him basically from the side, but hitting him. How he didn't just wrap up and tackle him. He just kind of bounced off of him. And Marshawn Lynch it right. I mean, it was on our team, so all power to Howard, and he looked great, man. He looks like he runs downhill pretty heavy. Sayers looked like the league leading rusher like he was last year. He was at 94 yards, or 98 yards or something like that. Howard was at 115 or something like that. I mean, and I think Wilkins had 50 or 60 yards on the ground. I mean, he didn't really need to run it this game. I mean, until it comes down to a match where we need to be slinging it down the field and stuff. I mean, it's going to be. I think we're going to be a run heavy game, a run heavy team.
Yeah.
And here, asking you, I asked this question last week. Where was Butler?
So I was trying to look up something just to see, what was going on. He was on the injury list yesterday. He did not participate in practice with a left hamstring issue. Okay. That was according from the UFL their injury list and whatnot. So that might have had something to do with it. And I don't. I heard somebody it was an ex post and it said, oh, maybe there's some beef between Wilkinson and Butlers. I don't think that's the case at all. I just don't think that they didn't need to use the receivers like they needed to.
You're right. No, they didn't. They didn't at all.
Roughnecks. They did it all on the ground, and 116 yards from, or I think that's what it was. Yeah, 116 yards from Howard, 99 from Sayers. Wilkins had 43. Even Duggan had 12. I mean, it was a run heavy game, and I think that's just how this offense is going to be. So I don't think it's going to be that high flying. Let's throw the ball. I know they did throw the ball downfield quite a bit. He kind of got gypped. Butler did out of a touchdown on that pass interference call, kind of late in the game, and it ended up being a Manny Wilkins touchdown, I believe. Yeah. So I mean, it's not that they didn't give him the chances. I mean, even looking at his numbers, I mean, he didn't have. I mean, technically, he didn't have anything. No receptions, no yards, but he's still, target. Yeah, he's still a guy that's going to be a threat for this team no matter what. I mean, he's 6'5", 220 pounds. I mean,
and he's after every season he goes to the NFL.
Yeah,
he might not start, but he's there training with the big guys and everything.
Right. He's just getting used to adjustments to the offense too, is what it is. What's going to work, what's not.
Right. This is a new offense. I mean, he was the guy that AJ went to because AJ could throw it up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? AJ can't scramble.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, looking at Battlehawks have two of the top three after week one league leaders in rushing. Howard leads the league with 115. Kalen Balaj from the Renegades has 110, and then Sayers has 98 or 99. So that's pretty cool. We also lead the league. Our guy Pinta Tamapina, I can't say it.
Yeah.
There's three guys that are tied for first with sacks, and all with 2. So that's pretty cool. And then receiving yards, Ja'Cour Pearson has 83. He's in second behind Jonathan Adams of the Showboats with 93.
Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome to hear.
Yeah, it's the week one was okay. There were some comeback wins. There was an upset, and there was a couple blowouts. So, it's only week one. Things are just warming up. So St. Louis has their home opener this weekend, like I've mentioned before, and it should be fun. Just looking for another blowout. Should be, or I just want to see a good game in general. The Brahmas do play good against us, but like I said, I don't think they upgraded their team or got any really specifically better, I would say. So it should be interesting. My score, I'm going to do a score prediction here, and we'll get yours too, just for fun. I'm going to go Battlehawks. I think what I said last week, I'm going to go 35-14 Battlehawks. What do you got? What's your prediction here for your wild up prediction here for the score?
I think we'll see an electric crowd at the Battle Dome for the first game of the season. Always is. The home opener is always a special moment in St. Louis, no matter what sport it is. Let's go. Just because I'm feeling a good defensive game, so give me like 20. Give me 28-0.
Woo!
Say shut out.
All right, who do you got? Who do you got as your MVP for the game? Who do you see having a big game this game against the Brahmas, who did not perform last week? Is it going to be a run-heavy game again, and we're going to be up ahead, or is it going to be a gunslinger match, and Wilkins is going to have to do a little bit of both, real heavy?
I think the fact that, I mean, let me look at how many offensive yards the defenders had in their game. Last week. I mean, rushing for, where's it at here? I mean, they only had 86 rushing yards. Passing, though, they had 212. Give me the two-headed monster of Hakeem Butler and Ja'Cory Peterson to have a heck of a game. I mean, they allowed 211 receiving yards of the defenders last week. So I think Manny Wilkins is going to be throwing the ball a lot.
Okay, and on my podcast last week, I did say this could be the game, even though he was silent in game one. Butler could have a game this game. They're like, hey, man, because you got to think now that people have tape on our offense for week one. What if you switched it up now and say, hey, Manny, let's sling the ball for like the first half and see what happens. Except like on third downs or something. If you got to scramble, you got to scramble. But hey, let's sling it. Let's sling it this half and just see what happens. And hey, and I do agree on that one. I was going to take Butler myself for he's going to open up this game. I'm hoping. Ja'Cory Pearson, he did look great last game. Like I said, 94 yards. When he catches that ball and takes off, it reminds me of Tyreek Hill. How after he catches it, his acceleration is just unlike other. He's just passing guys. Yeah. He's fast, dude. How that guy? If that guy stays healthy all year, that guy's going to the NFL. Mm-hmm. He's if he can catch the ball and not have have a lot of drops like he did last year, but he did get injured. And if he stays healthy, that man could make his way to the NFL. Any team. I mean, he's speed. Yeah. If you got hands and speed, hey, and you're a wide receiver
combination.
Yes. Yeah.
Good combination.
Yeah. So that is all I have. Did you want to add anything before we end things today?
No, I don't think so, except for go check out, you got a big Blues game tonight. They're looking for their 11th straight win of the season so far. The push for the playoffs is 100% on. The push for another Stanley Cup title is 100% there, and it's well known. If you don't have tickets for the Battlehawks game on Sunday, they're the only team in town this weekend. Everybody else is going to be gone or not playing. Either gone or not playing. City's out in KC. The Blues are off. The Cardinals are going to be in Boston. So if you have not been a part of a Battlehawks game, now is the perfect opportunity to do that. At least not even just to go, but go watch it. I know there's tons of watch parties around the St. Louis area, with it being the home opener as well.
Yes, yeah, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be great. Should the parties downtown? Hopefully the rain stays away. But yeah, get tickets. I'm sure. I don't think I've heard anything about being sold out. So if you haven't gone, just the home opener would be the game to go to. It's gonna be the most electrifying game. Games are electrifying all season long. They really are. But the home opener is always special because it's the first one of the year. We're setting our team up, for the excitement just to play at home. And they usually play really good at home. They usually really do. And we have a different offense, like we've been talking all podcast long. But like I said, if you guys haven't been over to our YouTube page, make sure you go over there and subscribe. Follow us, share us out. Please leave any comments. You guys have any questions? I can follow those up on the next podcast. Might be me and Saf again, or it might be me and my guy, like I said last week. But other than that, that is all I have until after week 2. So maybe Monday evening, I will be back with a week 2 preview of the Brahmas and Battlehawks and the Battle Dome, the home opener, week 2, and the UFL. We are excited and cannot wait to get there. So until next time,
KA-KAW
KA-KAW is law.